Welcome to another episode. We're going to react to another video. My name is Daniela.
My name is Adrian.
I am a Spanish teacher. I am really passionate about culture, languages, education in general. We are Mexicans.
We live in the border.
We live in the border. Mexico is
Tijuana.
so big that we even have different influence in culture, culturally speaking. So I'm not really sure if this video is going to be like 100% from Tijuana, from I really don't know. Yes.
Our culture, like
Yes,
the influence.
'cause
We have a
it's
lot of
too big,
America's
yes.
influence. Yeah.
If you put the woman on the cars part, it's the worst thing for women.
You don't feel like safe.
Cars part. Oh, it's a passenger seat?
No, on the sidewalk.
Oh, okay.
Kind of? Yes, I think so. Yeah,
True. yes, we are. In
They're
relationship.
from where? Oh, it's
They-
for where are they from? Mexico City. So Mexico City is in the center of Mexico. Well,
No.
technically it's not in the center, but it's
Kinda
considered
bit
like the center of Mexico. It's the capital.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very different from Mérida, which
Mhm.
is in Yucatan,
Yes.
which is
Very east.
southern states of Mexico. It's the tail, when you see the shape of Mexico, like the tail.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
The
Yucatan.
Caribbean.
Yeah, the Caribbean, exactly. The Mexican Caribbean.
Kind of? Yes, I think so. Yeah.
So Mexico State, Mexico City and Mexico State.
It's literally around.
Around, yeah, exactly. It's around Mexico City.
But
right?
Mexico City is so big that it's almost like a state.
Yeah.
Well, a small state. But yeah, it is a little bit different.
Mhm.
Estado de Mexico is, I don't know, like so many different towns,
Mhm.
but they're also like cities. So
Yeah, so they will have a lot of things in common, I believe,
Mhm, mhm.
because they are very close.
Yes.
True. yes, we are. In relationships, I think
Veracruz. Okay,
Well, he
both
says
are.
yes.
So he said they are
they
okay.
are like possessive and like, what are you doing? What are you talking with him?
Screaming at each other, getting mad.
We talked about that
Yeah.
in the Korean dating culture. We talk about the possessive, like part of the Mexican.
Yeah, the bad side of romantic.
Yeah, the toxic trait
Mexicans.
of Mexican culture,
Mhm.
right?
I do not think we are dramatic.
Why? So you
it's
you don't think it's like the telenovelas? Because here in the north part of Mexico, there are telenovelas.
Mhm.
How's in English? Like soap operas?
I don't know. Telenovelas are telenovelas.
I think it are called soap operas. I don't know. Leave it in the comments if you know.
Please.
But you don't think we're dramatic.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Why?
Probably like 20% of that intensity.
Mm.
We're not that intense. But as I told you, like we live in the border. So we do have American from the States, American influence.
Mhm.
So that's how I feel.
Dramatic are the songs, as I said, in the Korean dating culture. Yeah, I think it's more like we're intense. Even in the north part of Mexico, we talk like loud. We're
Yeah.
loud, and some people think we're like angry. But I don't think we're dramatic.
Like so passionate about our feelings.
We like drama for everything. Like,
You like drama. I don't like drama. I just avoid it.
Dating with
Passionate, yes.
people from here,
passionate.
it's like, why you are so dramatic?
Can you name any telenovelas that you've watched?
Maria Mercedes, Maria del Barrio.
Marimar, any Maria.
We had this like teenager telenovelas, and I used to like hide from my mom to watch them.
Did you watch a telenovela when you were a teenager?
Yeah, but it was from Argentina.
Which was it?
Floricienta.
Floricienta.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember Rebelde, which was Mexican.
Yeah, I never watched that one.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't a fan.
Okay.
No. Just like kids telenovelas. Yeah, there are kids telenovelas.
Some very popular telenovelas in Mexico are Cuna de Lobos, Mariela del Barrio, What else? Yeah, because my mom
Yeah, but my grandma used to
watched it a
watch
lot.
telenovelas all the time.
Okay.
All the time. But I just
You don't
didn't.
remember the names,
No.
but you watched them
I guess when I was a kid.
with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I wasn't allowed.
I know.
Because
It was so
everyone was,
popular.
yeah.
Abrázame muy fuerte, amor.
that's
So she
it.
watches all of them.
True.
Yes. That's another thing about Mexicans, like not that the stereotype, but we take pride
Yeah.
on things that we shouldn't. Oh, we talked.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's
I don't even want to go to the United States.
Well, we're here, so
We're in Canada, so.
Yeah, we grow
Yeah.
with the American dream, and like you are successful if you go there and you're gonna do a lot of money to send to your family.
It's like a kind of dream, like, pass the border
coyote.
and the coyote.
I think this really depends on the area that you live. As we say, we live in the border. So I think here we don't have the desire to go and work in the States. Most of us would it's for just shopping and that's it. Go to Disneyland. That's it.
But I think it has to be related to the socioeconomic aspect
Yeah,
of
also.
the person. Like if you were born with the necessity and
Mhm.
not having the opportunity to work in Tijuana, which Tijuana has a lot of opportunities by itself, but somehow you didn't make it in Tijuana, I think you do have the desire. I have two cousins that they crossed to the States to work.
Yeah, but I mean,
And some
like the
aunts.
mindset that we have about the American dream.
Yeah.
Like we have the concept of
But
yeah.
you do have family in the States.
Yeah.
It's very
totally.
common.
Yes, but my family who lives in the States, they come from the South.
Mm.
So that's
Yeah.
why that was my
If you were born here, it's not that common.
yeah, the perception is like we're just like border people.
Yeah.
But I've met people from Jalisco and they have this American dream.
Mm-hmm.
Like the father of many families just went to the States and they call Estados Unidos.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the other side like Mexico. We say el otro lado.
Yeah.
And they have this American dream. Like, okay, my father went and then he sends money and they live the American dream.
Yeah.
I think it's a different perception.
Yeah. Yeah, because my dad was born in Tijuana in the 60s and he went to work in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
And then he came back, opened his workshop here in Tijuana. So yeah, it's very different for people.
Yeah, I think people from the
from
border, like we just take the opportunities,
Mhm.
but we do not dream of living in the States.
Interesting that she mentioned the coyote and they put like the description of what a coyote means, which is very common in border cities to talk about that. Like he went to the coyote.
Coyote.
Obviously, like the better life, and everyone wants to go to the north.
before it was only the US. Like everyone thought about the US the only option. Now, well, we're in Canada, or people can go to Europe or something like that.
And people from Tijuana, I said it before, but Tijuana has a lot. Most of the people in Mexico don't know this, but Tijuana has a lot of opportunities. And I realized that the moment I talked to a security guard,
Mhm.
we were talking about Tijuana, and somehow he said, if I get fired tomorrow, I can find another position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly
And
what
I was like,
yeah.
Because he said, back in my town in South Mexico, that's not possible. So that's when I realized that because we have it normalized that we have if
So
you
many
don't like that
options.
position, you can jump
Just
to another
find
one.
something
Yeah.
else. Because it's
It was never my dream
Yeah.
to come here, go to United States. We're like very passionate with our culture. We never want to leave our home, I guess. I want to cry now.
Truth and myth. Oh,
I knew you were going to ask that.
Yes, that's super true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most of them.
We grew up that way as well. Oh, the guy has to do this and all the heavy stuff, like the heavy duty at home.
Women are machistas too. The mom's like, no. If you are a guy, your woman needs to give you the food, make all the cleaning and everything.
I remember my mom, even when I was younger, saying like, "Oh, you're not allowed to come back home at like after 1 a.m., right? And my brother can stay outside like all day long, or he can bring his girlfriend inside the house like all the hours that he wants." But for me, it was always like very restrictive. It was always like, what is people gonna think if you do that?
I'm always trying to be a guy. The guys there, they have more opportunities. Even for a drive, a car, it's like you are a girl. It's like no, you can't do it.
Well, I think the economical classes in Mexico are pretty defined. So unfortunately, once you reach out like the middle class and below that, the stereotypes are very hardcore, like defined.
Women are like, I need to be like pretty, want to be married because it's like successful to be like a woman. If you get married like 25.
My brother's generation, like an our generation, I think it's getting better. I see with my brother that he's a dad now and he's like so hands-on with my nephew. And I'm like, I don't remember like my dad doing any of that with us.
But it's changing. Thanks God it's changing. So little by little, step by step, we're going to get there, right?
what do you think about it?
Machismo is so normalized that sometimes we do not even do what is a machismo.
Even in Latin, I think in Latin America, it's very normalized.
Yes, machismo is when the man has like more power, more decision, more everything,
Mm-hmm.
and women don't.
Yeah.
But I think it's true what the men said. Like women are a machista as well, because I remember like my grandma
Grandmas, yeah.
used to say to my father, like, hey, you really need to learn how to cook. Because if you find a woman who is really lazy, you need to know how to like fry it in it. So that comment is really machista. Like she is raising my father to find a traditional woman who is at home, cooking, cleaning, raising kids. That is a machista woman.
This is changing with the new generation. Mexican men still court women like no one else.
I mean, I think they're more romantic in a way. Like compared to Canadians, for example, Canadians I feel sometimes are colder.
Now the things change, but yeah, I think it's like a flowers or a gift or open the door, pay the dinner.
That's
like,
very important. Like inviting her like anywhere for tacos, for good food. You just give your 100% to the woman.
Well, you even have a heart on your shirt, so it must be true, right?
It's true.
Even though you're like 30 something, like they will do a thing about the asking and everything. They're a bit more traditional and romantic and kind of cheesy there.
They invited you to the cinema, go for a torta or a tamal. Well, in my case, right?
Sometimes some men will, just to ask you to be their girlfriend, they will like bring mariachis and flowers and balloons, like just to be their girlfriend.
The thing is very important is like when you walk on the street. Yeah, you need to walk on the part of the cars, because if you put the woman on the cars part, it's the worst thing for women.
You don't feel like safe.
So he was talking about the sidewalk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like having your girlfriend or your girlfriend even. And I learned that from walking with a friend.
Yes. They also said like they are more like romantic. We mentioned in the other video.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they are. Compared to other countries, yes.
It's very cheesy, but it's definitely like something that I see on Instagram stuff from people my age. And I'm like, okay, maybe the balloons and everything was a bit much, but I will like the question.
That one hurts my feelings.
Yeah.
Every time.
And what?
I kind of hate that when people like an environment with old men like, oh, you're Mexican. Do you have some? Do you have some? Like, come on, I don't have right now. Later on, yeah.
It is something funny because when people say, oh, you're Mexican, I was Narcos.
And then when Narcos Mexico started, everyone was talking to me about it. And I'm like, you're telling me like they're my cousins or something? Like, I don't know.
We are not narcos. We are not drug dealers. We are a hardworking people.
We gotta erase that from our culture because we're not all drug dealers. Unfortunately, it's terrible, the crime that we have to go through there, but that doesn't define our culture. I think there's so many other things that define us, like our music, our food, our archaeology, and our history, and that's what people should be focusing on.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much to add.
No.
I mean, it's not true, obviously. Like, even I've never been robbed.
Like in Mexico,
Tijuana.
it's not a crime scene. Like it's just another country.
And I grew up here. So
I knew that one was gonna be asked.
I love
I love
spicy
spices.
food. Yeah.
I love
Everything
spicy
has
food.
to have like
Yeah.
any chili or any spicy.
I think
Candies,
sour
spicy
cream is
candies.
more
All they know for candy is like chocolates and stuff like
attached to
that.
spicy
And
food.
for us, like candy is spicy.
We like beer with spice. We like food with spice. We like fruit with spice. We really like the spicy
true.
things.
Everything.
I mean, to some degree, yeah, I agree. Like, there are a lot of spice on stuff that shouldn't have spice, like globally,
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was teaching
like candy.
to girl from Texas, and then she said, "Oh my God, you just add chile to everything."
Mhm.
I'm like, "What do you mean? You add to mango. Mango's supposed to be sweet." Yeah, but it tastes great.
Yeah, it's the contrast and the flavors, right? So yeah, I mean, candy has spice, but what foreigners don't know is that we use a lot of lemon,
Mhm.
a lot of tamarindo,
Mhm.
because tamarind, I don't know the translation for that, but it's a seed, isn't it? Like a fruit, kind of, the tamarindo. But yeah, we use another like elements that combined with spice, and some things are not even spice. In our culture, it's not even considered spicy at all.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the spice that you put on the fruit, it's not that spicy.
It's even sweet.
It's like sweet.
It's salty, sweet,
has salty.
a little
That's
bit
it.
spicy.
It has more salt than spice. But for
Sugar.
foreigners, it may be like a bit of spicy.
Has to have some type of salsa.
Corn, chips, nuts.
Cucumbers.
One that I was used to eat all the time was Valentina sauce,
Valentina.
and that's the one that like made my stomach like go insane because I would just put it in everything,
But
right?
that's
People think like
that's
all the
spicy.
Mexican
It
food
is
are
spicy.
spicy, but not. We put the sauces on the side, and the food it's
And I
milk.
don't
Or
need
how about
spicy
green
food.
salsa or
Just to be-
red salsa?
We have different levels of spice. Like
Not very
we have the habanero.
And no Tabasco. No Tabasco.
Oh, and I don't know. Don't try it.
It will just burn your mouth.
Mexico is considered a very spicy food place, but I think Asian people has even more spicy food. Like
It's different spicy.
There was a YouTuber talking about that. Like the spice from the Asia are more in the mouth, in the throat,
Throat, yes.
the throat, and Mexican spice it's more on the mouth.
Mouth.
If you're Mexican, where you are tall, you look like Middle Eastern or something. Like yes.
¿Cómo? ¿Cuál?
If you're Mexican.
Stereotypes, annoying stereotypes.
What's the most annoying stereotypes you get as a Mexican? Wow. Think about that.
If you're Mexican, where you are tall, you look like Middle Eastern or something. Like yes, we have tall people in Mexico. We can be like light skin, dark skin. Like we have a all of kind of people in Mexico. Not just like the tiny ones with the sombrero.
Drug dealer part, like I just hate it. Overwhelmed with that. I'm like fed up. Like we're not narcos. We don't do drugs. We don't even do drugs. Most of the population back home.
People think that the touristy areas are all we have. I'm from a city 3 hours away from Cancun and all that area, and nobody knows about it. A lot of people think that we only have like Cancun and Maya Rivera and like Cabo.
I love Mexico. I love Cancun.
Oh, like yeah, Cancun is like the real Mexico, and the food in the resort. They're like, yeah.
That's not Mexico. That's the states in Mexico.
Most annoying stereotype.
I have
for you.
3. Okay, one is
Bring it
that
on.
we all live in a desert. That it's not true.
Mhm.
We live in a really nice city, or cities, or towns, or even small towns. That we all look the same. Sometimes they look at me and they say, "Oh, you don't look Mexican." What do you mean? I am Mexican.
Yeah, you can watch Daniela and you can watch me, and we don't look alike.
Mexican.
It's different. Like, for example, you have native roots
Mhm.
from the Baja California,
Yes.
which are the Kumais. Kumais? Kumiai, which is a native like tribe from Baja California, right? But yeah, we have a
It's
mix
a
of
mix,
a
yeah.
lot of people, like a lot of cultures.
And the third one is that people think everything is a crime scene. Mexico is not a crime scene. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful country with
Mhm.
different landscapes, so many different options.
Yep. Agree.
If you go with the rural people in Mexico, we are really friendly. You can come to our place. The mom is gonna prepare a good food for you.
Every time you go, like you can tell that people always like giving you the hand, like helping you, like feeding you, giving you drinks. Like it's always a party in Mexico. Just forget about all the drug dealers and all politics stuff. Mexico is, I think, the best. For me, is the best.
A huevo.
De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, viene
bajando.
un par de ojitos negros, cielito.
Okay.
And
So
what was
that's
your
a very
question? Last question?
popular song they were singing. I remember the name, but yeah, it's very, very common. You can listen to that song even in the national team of football
Mhm.
national team. They
Soccer.
sing that song during the game.
Mexico is really welcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter where you come from, most places, I think Mexico will receive you like with love, kindness. We're so happy to share our culture, our language, our food, everything.
So that's it for today's video. If you want to learn Spanish, Daniela has a course.
I think I do share more about culture as well. Yeah, what to use, what not to use, what context.
Yeah, it's an ongoing course. So
Yes, we keep adding things.
yeah. So there's that. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.